This is Alexis K. Tyler. Welcome to this segment of AKT Celebrity Reads. I'm your host, Alexis K. Tyler. I've been basically getting my own self together this morning and doing my own physical treatments and beauty treatments, and just did some of my juicing. And the spirits have come to me. Actually, Nipsey was one of the ones that came to me too this morning and tell me to do another reading for Queen's Domain, aka the governess. And I am a psychic medium. I speak to people that are physically dead, that are yet still alive, that move from here to the other side. Thank you, baby. Please put my Cash App and donate, click like and subscribe and share. Some of her followers have been coming over here, and it's best that you not come over here, bitch, and try to insult me and make comments because you don't like what I say. Because I never come into her lives and I never come to her videos to make comments when I don't agree with her. I stay in my own lane. I stay on my page. I really don't speak on her. I would always shout her out and give a lot of respect to her. She spoke on me and did a reading on me, like about a week ago, and there were things I knew were not true when it pertained to me and that I don't agree with. But I still didn't go over to her page, and I never, and nobody ever heard me say, go attack her because I disagree with her. That kind of shit is a waste of my time, and I really didn't want to go here, but now that we're here, I'm without a smoke. I'm not worried about none of y'all doing nothing to me. I'm not worried about y'all physically doing nothing to me or beating my ass. If you don't like me and you don't like what the fuck I have to say about her or anybody else, just don't come over here. Because the people that love me and support me, my crew ain't finna let you disrespect me either or violate me either. So all y'all started this. I didn't start this. I'm over here like I always do, dealing with putting my life together and dealing with my health issues that have come up as a result of a dirty ass nigga doing me wrong and leaving me high and dry at the last minute while I'm dealing with a long-term illness as a result of being in a house that he tore up and refused to repair when I was his tenant and he was my landlord. So those are things I could not control because I've been sick and dealing with being poisoned by someone that I trusted, dealing with herbs in the con science community and dealing with a FUA from D Health Store in Los Angeles. So a dumb bitch just put a comment out and got mad because I said, and I'm not the one that said it, I repeated what was said about Mo3, and I saw them in the underworld. I saw Mo3, I saw two witches, I saw Nipsey standing behind them a couple of nights ago when I saw them signing off on 2 new contracts on a hit for her life, and even Mo3 signed off on it from what I saw, and I'm standing by my reading, and I'm not taking it back. He said he was disappointed in her reading. And there were things that she could have told him, like him being shot on the highway. Now, if I'm wrong, she can correct it, and I will stand down and I apologize. She said she did not tell him he was going to be shot and murdered, viciously shot like a dog and hunted down and murdered on the expressway. Was that in Texas? Now, if she told him, and you have proof that she told him, then you can send it to me. But I'm not the one that came up with this information. And some female, I'm not going to even call her a woman, some female said that it's not her job to protect him or to tell him anything because he had black magic on him. And I said, no, I disagree, because she says that not only she's the best reader, but she also does black magic. She helps protect people, or she does magic spells. And so she's one of the top at doing magic spells because spirits get on her and possess her to do spells. These are not my words. I'm not trying to start a problem, but you all started it with me. And I asked you to leave me alone, and you wouldn't, and she wouldn't. So once you kept doing it, the spirits then came in here. The souls of the people connected to these record industries and deals that were murdered. And the one she read, Mo3 started to tell me how he felt sitting beside 2 white witches. One of them is a mixture, so she's part black and white and something else. At least that's how she looks to me. That's the feel of her soul. She's not completely a Caucasian person. The other person that is older and very wise, very powerful in the music industry, and over a very powerful coven, the white one sitting there, they are sitting with Mo3, speaking to him, and started talking to him, and in a way kind of influenced him and turned him, made him more secure, because they can see in the physical body on the other side, more secure in the fact that he felt that in a way she betrayed him. These are not my words. So when this lady just says this to me, this female, I said, but that's her job. As a reader, when somebody you are sent, a person sent to you or you sent to them to counsel, you're supposed to reveal everything you see in the spirit, unless you just don't see it and you don't know. But then if you're close to someone that does know, like Carlos, who said he told Quita, aka the governess, that she should tell him he's going to be murdered on the expressway. Carlos saw him being shot on the expressway. I think I even seen a video where Queen's Domain, aka the governess, admitted she did not tell him that, but didn't allow Carlos to tell him either. This is what was said. And Mo3 believes it. And he went back and saw that she omitted certain things. So it is your job to tell someone what you know, or someone else tells you, and you check the information. If you check the information and you verify it, you should also, as spiritual counsel, when somebody's putting their life in your hands and trusting you, she should have told him. And she should have done the magic. If she saw that it was black magic on his life, she should have told him and told him how to prepare. That's what I would do. So either he would accept advice and pay to have the magic removed, pay to have protection put on him, and then at least be forewarned and know, well, I need to avoid the expressway, or if I'm going to go on the expressway, I need to have armed guard. I need to have protection to avoid me losing my life. And this man was on the expressway running with no gun and no protection, and was gunned down like an animal. His life lost, and that's what he's telling me. In the underworld, he feels some way about it. Now, I really didn't want to go there. I really didn't want to be in this at all. But this is clear what she wants, and it's what you all want. But you're not going to bombard my page, and I'm not going to argue back and forth. Once I say a reading, I'm standing by it, unless you prove that I'm wrong, and then I will take it down, just like she stood by hers that I don't agree with. So I'm done with that. I'm moving on. But you don't want me to move on. Y'all want to catch me up in shit. Y'all want to catch me up in drama. And I'm not going to do the arguing back and forth. That's why I didn't go on the show, because I could see that that was an ambush for me and a potential setup. And I don't walk into those anymore. And then this female just said, oh, well, that's why that's happening to you in your house, because I just picked up in the spirit. You don't cleanse. Bitch, you don't know what the fuck I do. Because this is what I understand about life and what I understand and understand. It doesn't matter how much magic you do. It doesn't matter the richest person in the world that does magic. It's still going to be things that happen in their life that are just a part of their life experience and their karma, their children, their wife, their husband. Maybe they picked the wrong one. Maybe somebody set them up, just like what I told you that happened to me. And what I've been dealing with is not completely a spiritual issue. It's also an issue about someone that refused to take responsibility, like my landlord and me being a tenant, and that agreement between a landlord and a tenant where the property belongs to them and they're supposed to maintain the property. That doesn't mean I've been cursed because a landlord refused to maintain the property. And I was also personally involved with this person, which I shouldn't have been. Once time went on, the relationship wasn't good anymore. So it was about lessons that I had to go through and experiences. Every time something bad happens to someone or a relationship doesn't work out with someone, it doesn't mean somebody cursed you. Some of these things are things you need to know to get where you are. So just because I was abused as a kid, and my mother was carrying me, and she decided she didn't want me, somebody had crossed me up, and I was supposed to do a spiritual bath on her ass. A lot of this stuff can't be avoided because of the decisions we made or decisions that are made about us when we're children, even before we're born and after we're born, and things we cannot help and we cannot control. They may deal with the bloodline curses and issues or just bad decisions. And to evolve spiritually, mentally, emotionally, once you see that and you're stuck in a situation like with what I'm dealing with, that I'm choosing to share with the world. I don't really care if you laugh or talk or whatever. I don't like being in a position, but this is something that I was stuck in an emergency situation and dropped in. But as I said before, this is something I saw coming on, and an illness after I was poisoned, not tying to the landlord in the house, but people in the conscience community, and then dealing with a narcissistic behavior trapped in my house and trying to possess me, control me, and hold me back. Decided to take my money, decided not to fix things in here, decided to railroad me and jam me in business because my money was tied to this man. I trusted this man. This was an older man, entrepreneur, had all these things going on. I looked up to him, trusted him, respected him, had a lot of mother issues, a lot of abandonment issues, a lot of youth issues. I've been honest about my whole life, and I've asked the people that love me for support. Yes, it was very difficult to put this stuff out in the public, but I'm very honest about my life and about my experience. And I'm not going to blame everything that happened to me with witchcraft and black magic. Hell, if that's the case, I grew up with that and a black magic mother. So understand those things come out of families and family ties and bonds. And many times the way to get out of them is not just doing a uncrossing bath or an uncrossing ritual and an uncrossing spell. If your stuff is physical, somebody you trusted, somebody you're living with, your mother, your father, whoever it is that betrayed you and set you up in the physical, just doing a spiritual working on a thing when you now have financial issues, house issues, mental and emotional issues, that means that you need to repair the things physically in the house. And if you cannot, then you need to move. That means you need to go to a therapist, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, and deal with the medical issue. That means with me, like I already do. But sometimes it's in the middle of this, and I'm choosing to repair the issue instead of being out in the street. Then that requires medical attention and medical medication, which is also what I do. You have to combine these things on many levels. That's because I've talked to top witches of all races, and that's one thing they told me. Everybody has problems. Your life is not going to be perfect because you do magic. And because you do an uncrossing bath, especially if the people in your life, the people around you, even the past. I'm suffering from past decisions. All of it is not a curse. Past being naive, bad judgment, not knowing people, growing up being abused, sheltered, and isolated. Simple common sense things and self-trust, self-respect, and knowledge and education. These are things I did not have. I didn't have the right tools and good judgment. I refused to trust my judgment and intuition because I was always told I was dumb, stupid, and couldn't see, and you're wrong, and you don't know what you're talking about. A lot on every level of yourself. You must develop every level of yourself. Just a spell is not going to wash all of your problems away. Even in the Bible, it says faith without works is dead. And you have to be able to recognize what is a spell and what is your shit and what is somebody else's shit that you have to clean up, and what mental, and psychosomatic ills and dramas that you have, that you also have to go through therapy, counseling, self-therapy, self-counseling, self-introspection to see the truth of something and not stuck in your reality, as well as a therapist. If you have to do that outside of yourself, as well as dealing with your family, your childhood wounds, and your issues, all of those things tie into it. People are going to always talk about you. People are going to always try to put spells on you and attack you. That's just a part of life. But I don't know anybody in the world who does one spell and they never have to deal with the other shit around them and the psychodrama and the psychobabble and the dynamics and the unresolved conflict along with the spell. And many times when you're dealing with these levels of magic, even like chaos magic, to get to the point where you can be clear as you're working on every area of your life, mental, emotional, spiritual, and the physical things to clean up. The chaos will come out and come up before there is the calm. The calm before the storm when it hits, and then the calm after the storm when you resolve these things. So, bitch, don't bring that shit over here, because you don't know what the fuck I do. You don't know how I live. But I'm being very, very linear about my situation, as well as very spiritual, and dealing with all of the dynamics of my life and all of the dynamics of the wrong people that I trusted, even family members, and all of the childhood drama that I had nothing to do with and I could not control, that brought me to where I am. And it's a mess. I acknowledge it's a big mess. And as I said, what I am sharing with you, this has been building between me and my landlord, who's also my ex, for almost 20 years, since 2004. When I got here, everything was beautiful between us. I thought this was going to be my husband and we had the perfect relationship until I found out he had a wife and he was lying to me and stealing my money. I was trusting him. He was stealing my money. I'm younger than him. He's almost 30 years. This man's like almost 80 years old. So, and plus he's a military vet. He's a police. He's a street nigga, a hustler, a multimillionaire entrepreneur. But so I really looked up to him. Out of all the men I met, even ones with millionaires have money, he was the one that I felt treated me like a human being and was very gentle and kind with me. And I started liking older men, but then I saw he was no different than my narcissistic mother and other men I dealt with that basically knew my pain, knew my issues, and played on them to gain my trust, and then basically locked me in like an animal caged a tiger. Basically, so I'm very honest about my past and what I said, what I'm dealing with right now, but I never thought he would do this. This is the ultimate betrayal and disrespect. But you know what? It's my betrayal. It's my disrespect. It's also my self-disrespect because I trusted other people more than I trusted myself. And I never had a mother, never had a father, other than the few years with my grandmother. I looked at this man to be my father figure, my teacher, my lover, my confidant, my friend, to help heal all the wounds and the pain. And I made a bad judgment. That was not about a spell or black magic or not doing a protection uncrossing bath. Not because I was even doing that when I was with him and getting readings. And readers were even telling me, you need to leave him. And I would tell him what the readers would say. He would confront the readers. He would confront the older women that saw this before I did, because I've never been married, never lived with a man, never got that close to a man. And they're telling me I can see it on him. The women that were telling me this were like closer to his age than my age. They were saying, he's going to do to you what my husband did to me, what my ex-husband did to me. And I'm like, what do you mean? He said he's going to do this. He's going to do that. We're going to get married. We're going to be good. He's like, he's lying to you. He's lying to you. And I would go tell him. He was like, I remember one lady, he's like, let's meet. I took him to a restaurant. We had dinner. He confronted her. I didn't know because he's so calm. This guy is a narcissist with no feelings and a smooth liar. He looked this lady dead in her eye and told her she was lying on him. I love her. I'm going to take care of her. I'm going to show her how to run the businesses that I run. We're going to be together. I'm going to lead the woman I'm with. He said it wasn't his wife. It's just a woman I've been with. You're wrong about me. I'm the only man she'll ever need. And now you see where I'm at, because I didn't trust myself. I felt like I was dumb and stupid. And then he used to call me dumb and stupid. My mother would call me dumb and stupid. Everybody I trust called me dumb and stupid. So I was an airhead, a stupid bitch, all this kind of shit. You're listening to people, you're so dumb. They're just jealous of you. They're jealous of your life. They're jealous of me because I take care of you. And they just want to break us up. Because of my background and my past, I didn't trust me. I didn't even know me. This is the first time I'm learning to self-respect me and know me and even tell the truth about my own life. Even when people laugh at it, talk about it, judge it, I don't care. I'm so honest with you. The ones that really love me, rock with me and support me. And I know a lot of you have been through what I'm saying. That's all I care about. You all love me. You love the work I do. You support me. And I know, even back to vagina power, you know, even back then that have followed me, I never started shit with another bitch. I never talked down on another fucking female or woman unless you did it to me first. You know that that's not me. And I really, like I said, I don't want this to get here, but now we're here. So as a grown woman, already dealing with the shit I'm dealing with, I stand in my truth, and I stand when somebody accuses me of something, when somebody attacks me with something, I don't run from it. I'm going to face this because they keep coming over here trying to bully me and intimidate me. And someone said something that really perplexed me because they consider themselves clearly more conscious than me and more aware than me, from back in the vagina power days. And I don't think they meant it in a bad way. So I'm not angry when I say what I say. I just saw this before I got on the live. And they were like, Alexis, I used to watch you back in the day with vagina power, but I never knew you were a conscious sister. I'm not a sister. Please don't comment. My name is Alexis. I'm a woman. I'm not what you call a black woman first. I'm a woman. I'm a soul being. I'm a traveler. I'm a human being. Every time I talk about me, I'm not going to talk about me and define it by race. Because that's not what you are and who you are. And you shouldn't have to define that by your race, even though we get oppressed and discriminated against. I'm a woman. That sister shit, that conscious shit. I'm not conscious. I'm not part of the conscience community, and I'm not a sister. And I will never address you like that unless it's what you tell me to do. I address you by your name. Whatever you like to be called, I'll respect that. But to say that you didn't know that I was aware and a deeper spiritual person and a spiritualist because I cracked jokes with the truth and I mixed it, the edutainment, education, entertainment, that meant I was dumb and that I was just something for you to laugh at. That tells me a lot about how you saw me, how a lot of so-called Black people saw me and thought they were better than me and above me, and you thought I was a joke just to entertain you, and now you woke up. I didn't need to wake up because I knew what I was and what I was doing. And that's why I did it that way, so that it could get through to the audience that I wanted to attract. No, there was nothing slow about me other than being naive and thinking everybody was about what I was about and everybody was a good person that was around me and wanting to enlighten the people of color, the so-called nigger, the so-called Black. And instead, I kept running into people that always wanted to exploit me on some level and steal what I had created and made a spin on it to make it look like comedy while I'm giving you higher, as you say, conscious. Now, I really get offended when you think you know me and you think you're better than me. But if you're better than me and you're conscious, why didn't you do what I did? Even if you didn't do it the way I did it, you created a public platform to educate people and enlighten them in a way that was soothing and entertaining and pleasant to them, to pull them in. Instead, you laughed at me, and that's why I didn't get the support. And then someone else that talks more serious, or like a man, like Isis Wisdom, and you act like you're so dominant and you're the authority on everything, and she said she was smarter than me too. She was better than me. You all like that. People that talk to you like that, you go give them all your money and then you let them fuck you over. Then you want to come tell me about the one that mixes the knowledge with laughter? You consider me stupid, unless then because I'm relatable to you. I open myself and become relatable to you. So that's why a lot of people I don't fuck with anymore. Because you're blind like I was. You're naive like I was. When someone comes to you so serious and so stern, and they've stolen information from me and everybody else and rebranded it and repackaged it, and they're acting so serious and educated, you all like that, or they're screaming and they're hollering at you, I'm this, I'm that, I got all these spirits on me, I'll curse you, I do. You all respect that and you give them your money. I never try to threaten and intimidate anybody. I'm this, I'm that. I always try to keep a humble spirit, but I see that that's not a good idea. And that's why I don't fuck with a lot of people. And that's why I don't go on everybody's platform and let people run me and handle me. I used to jump and go wherever people tell me to go. I know this and I know that. I sit up and believe it because they fucking say it. And then get caught up in shit and caught up in drama because I don't first stand back analyze the situation and use discernment and see what is really behind this, around this, beneath this, above this, and what is the motive. And who else is here that I cannot see in the shadows? So if you can't understand that, that's your problem. From now on, I'm going to live my life my way. And I'm going to walk with spirits and not look up to, trust, and respect humans. Now, if that's what you want to do, and you respect and trust humans that you agree with and you like and trust, fine, but you're not going to come over here and insult me because I don't. I don't agree with what you agree with. I don't see what you see. I don't believe everything you believe, and I don't believe in everybody that you believe in. Just like people say what they want to say about me and feel what they want to say about me, and she said she wants to say about me, then I'm going to say what I feel and my spirit and my walk and my life and my truth. So it's best that we stay separated at this point, because you're not going to do shit to me on any level, spiritually or physically. I'm not worried about it. Your insults, your threats about her, keep them over there, because they don't make me shake, shiver, or motherfucking tremble. She don't either. I heard, I don't have any proof because I didn't listen to it. Last night, she insulted some people about me and even called me a name. The person wouldn't say the name. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She can talk about me and call me names all she wants to, but I stand by what I said, and I stand by what I'm getting ready to say right now. As I said, Nipsey came back in here, and he spoke to me, and also the Spirit spoke to me, and I'm really trying to be helpful to her. I'm telling my moderator right now, put anybody out of my chat forever. Block them out of my chat that's coming over here trying to start shit with me or insult me because you don't like me and you don't like what I'm saying, because y'all started this. I'm just finishing it, and I'm defending myself, and I'm responding. Y'all shouldn't have came over here fucking with me because I told you to leave me the fuck alone, and you didn't. Because I don't send any of my fans away to bully nobody. Unless somebody's bullying me, like when Lil Kev and other people put my address out and telling lies on me, I just ask you to prove the lie. And people that love me do it on their own, and they know how I am that follow me. If somebody says something about me and it's true, I'm not going to ask you to ask anybody to tell the truth about what they're saying and then watch you do that and kiki knowing that they're telling the truth on me. No, I'm going to tell you the truth. Just like some of these people say, oh, her son's in prison. Did she tell you? And they're like, fuck you, bitch. We already know that. She told us all that. She told her. I will tell her myself. I'm not going to let you tell on me. If it's true, I'm going to tell you, yes, I did this. Yes, I sucked some dick. Yes, I fucked different niggas down here. I sell pussy, and it's mine to sell. So what? You don't like it, just don't come over here. But I like to sell my pussy. I like to get fucked at midnight, goddamn it, under the full moon. I don't do those things. But people like to say I do. That don't know me, never met me, don't hang around me. And one thing that you all that know me and that talk to me privately, you can hear it right now in here. What do you hear? Do you hear bitches and niggas running around in here? No. Do you hear voices you recognize on other videos? Do you see faces? No. Because there's one thing I learned not to do. And my grandmother always told me that when I was little, keep women at your house. Don't let women use your comb. Don't let women get your hair. Don't let women wear your panties or your bras. And at some points, I didn't listen to her. That's some of the things I agree with. And I got in trouble. Don't eat at everybody's house. Don't let your children spend out at everybody's house. You know what go on. Don't let other people's children spend out at your house. And I didn't always listen to her. And she was right. Because she didn't play that when we were little. Don't let me catch you drinking nothing out nobody's house. Don't let me catch you going in out nobody's house. Don't let me catch you holding a piece of food. I'm going to beat your ass. If I catch you eating something somebody gave you, get your ass in the house. You got all your snacks and shit in there. My grandmother had a deep freezer, a pantry, and a regular refrigerator, and it was packed to maximum capacity. Cookies, cakes, pies, whatever we wanted, drinks. If we saw something on TV we liked, she'd buy it. A cereal, we buy it. A toy, she get one of her boyfriend or baby daddies, that wasn't really my daddies, to buy these things. And we had those things, even in the projects. So a lot of things that people say about me, there's no way they could ever be true. Now, so a couple times you heard a man's voice or you saw a man in here, that was my ex in maintenance. not a lover, not a messy bitch. So I laugh when somebody says, hey, this person just said this, and I look at it and like, I ain't like that bitch saying city raps that don't know me, don't know nobody that know me. I have asked her publicly, you all have asked her publicly several times to put the bitch on the live. Or put the bitch nigga on the live that has been in and out of my house, that's my public assistant, that saw me take all of my greens and food out of a deep freezer. She's fucking lying. And what was this, about 4 or 5, almost 6 months ago? She still hasn't brought my assistant or former assistant public that picks up all my soul food and take my collard greens and buy them from the store, and then I shove them in the freezer. I haven't met the person. Y'all haven't met the person. Y'all haven't seen their face. Y'all haven't seen their name. They haven't come on her platform ever and spoke, because it never happened to me. And because it doesn't exist. I don't play with bitches like that. It's a few females I deal with, and they're grown like me, and they don't deal with the dumb shit. And I hear silence when I'm talking to them too. Because they don't have bitches running in that. They too busy getting their life together and fixing their past that has caused a lot of catastrophe in the present, like what I'm dealing with. So I don't send y'all to bully anybody. First of all, you're never going to bully them if what they say is the truth, because I'm going to squash it and say, leave them alone. I like the way they did it. I did that shit. I got a deep freezer downstairs. I got an assistant. The assistant name such and such. I'm going to tell you who it is. It never happened. It never happened, and I'm waiting for her to prove it. I'm waiting for all these people to prove the shit that they said about me. That never fucking met me. You don't even know nobody that fucking met me. I am boldly saying that. Now, there's somebody from my past I used to fuck with, a family member saying something, I'm like, yep, that's true right there, because that's my family member. My biological family member. They know this, they know that. Yeah, that's my ex. I used to fuck with this bitch. I fuck with that bitch. I don't have secrets like that. I don't owe it to you to tell you my personal business. But because I'm in a public platform, and I'm going to give you my history of why I'm qualified to talk about certain things and do certain things without a college degree, because I have the life skills and life experience, and I've lived it and I've been through it. Just like that bitch, that funny built up boar hog looking bitch, Wayward, that said I fucked Supernova and I fucked the nigga from D Health Store, and I let both of them do a calm shower on me. I never had physical intercourse with either one of them. I never had anal, hand jacking, oral, kissing in the mouth, tonguing. I never did none of that with neither one of them. I've been waiting for her to prove that, because she said I said it on the video. I don't even talk like that, especially not in public. And to this day, even at my age, I never had a man do a calm shower on me. I never fucked 2 men in the same day, like got a nigga and fucking around on a nigga with another nigga. And I've never had 2 men in one sexual encounter where 2 men take turns sticking dicks in my ass, my mouth, none of that. I've never had a train ran on me voluntarily or involuntarily. Like the act never happened to me. I done fucked with 2 bitches though at one time. But I never, because I don't like all kind of dicks in me. That was a long time ago when I was younger in my experimental phase. I don't do that now. I have no desire to do that now. But I can keep it real funky with you, because I'm grown, and it's my life, and it's my ass, and it's my mouth, and it's my body. And they were adults. I was an adult. I can do what I want with my body. I'm in one of the biggest sin cities. This is the new Hollywood. This is LA. Atlanta's LA. You can get anything you want here. I get some pussy and dick right now before I get something to eat. I have no problem. I'm very comfortable with my sexuality. I'm very comfortable being me. So I don't care what you say. I don't care how the fuck you feel. Those are things, that's what I've done. But I would rather be with a woman or 2 women that have 2 and 3 niggas coming on me and sticking all kind of dicks all in me. That's why when people say that about me, it's funny to me. I don't even get mad anymore, because all I say is, can you please do the live? Stop telling what men do to me. Please let the men themselves. I want to see their face. I want to see their name. I want to know the year, the date, the time, the address that they came over here together, or they was at a hotel or in another state and caught me together and stuck 1 and 2 and 3 dicks. Because that's not what Alexis does. That's not what I've ever done. I've never done that. I don't know why it's important, again, what I do with my hoes that belong to me. But I will be very, even if it hurts me, to tell you, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you the truth because I don't want nobody else to tell you before I tell you. And then if they tell you, I'm going to say I did that shit. It was this day. It was this year. I was this age. I was this time. This is how I'm feeling. This, I want the fuck. I took some Molly. I've never taken Molly. I've never taken perk. I've never snorted cocaine. I've never shot heroin. I've never snorted heroin. Now, I'm not going to say I never had any. Why will I say I never had any? Because I've been to the doctor and I've had surgery. So I've been sedated. I've been given pain pills. I'm sure some of those are heroin derivatives. I've been knocked out under surgery. I've had a epidural to have my baby. So I'm not going to say I never had drugs in my system. I've had prescription drugs, yes. I've had over-the-counter drugs, yes. Yes, I have taken drugs before, yes. Under those circumstances, legal drugs, yes. But to go out and get opioids and do these things recreationally and then get fucked in the ass and I don't know where I am, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know who fucked me, I'm gonna take all this kind of shit, it's a no. And I'm saying it on video because I want the people that know that I really do that shit. I want them to hear this. I want you to spread it around so they can come out and expose me. I want to see their face though. I don't want to hear audio. I want to see your face. I want to see your name. So I can see and be like, I know him. Yes, I got high with him. We fucked all night. See, that's the kind of shit I've never done. I'm old enough. I have no reason to lie to, because who's going to do something to me? Now, if I was fucking a kid, like a minor or something like that, or I like to fuck animals, that would be embarrassing for me, and I wouldn't want anybody to know. And in a lot of states, you would not believe it's legal to have a dog as your girlfriend or fuck your horse in the ass. It's legal to fuck animals. But I don't know if it's legal to fuck children. I've never done that one. Everybody I fucked with was a consenting adult. I don't have to explain my lifestyle to anybody. But I'm just saying that to say, because I'm public and because people like to have sexual fantasies about me and sexual fantasies of things I did with them or others, or you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that tell you I was fucking, or you say you saw in the spirit, God revealed to you, the spirit revealed to you, I fucked 2 niggas. That's why I'm addressing it, because I never fucked 2 niggas. At one time, at least. I've never been skeeted on. I've never been ejaculated on. Okay. So saying that to say, basically the point was, like I started off with, I don't mind if you say something to people when they lie on me and you ask them to prove it once I say it's a lie. I don't bully people, and I don't put the people up that love me, trust me, respect me. Basically, if you know me and you're close to me, you already know my lifestyle. You already know what I do and what I don't do and who I do it with and who I don't do it with. So when people that know me and know what kind of person I am and know I'm not a filthy person like that, they get very upset. And I don't even know that they went over and confronted the person until after it happens. Like, you know, such and such, this bitch said you do this and that. I know for a fact you don't do that motherfucking shit because I deal with you every day. I talk to you every day. I work with you. I do this and that for you. I know there's some motherfucking lie. So I asked the bitch to show the receipts. I want to see the motherfucking receipts. It be stuff when people, a lot of times when people defend me, that know me and that have been with me for a while, I don't even know they did it until after, because I don't like shit. I don't like mess. But once you started with me, and I know the shit, the filthy shit you're saying is so disgusting, and I know there's no way it could be true about me because I know I never did that shit, then yeah, I should respond and they should respond. And then I have no problem with it. And somebody giving out my address like they've done, you should be attacked because we didn't give it to you. But be warned, though, if you put mine out, we're going to get yours. It's only fair. I'm not going to take the high road on that because you're trying to green light me, and you're trying to send a gang member or somebody else over here to kill me or break in my house and assault me. So, and which is illegal because you're doing it intentionally to cause harm, to drive harm to me. And the same thing should happen to you. Other than that, I don't initiate attacks on anybody. So her crew has been coming over here talking shit for like 2 weeks now. Most of the people are nice, and I don't believe they mean any harm, but some of them are not. And then when I defend myself or I counter it or I say that I'm in the underworld, but you believe everything this lady says. But then when I say I've been in the underworld and I say, no, there's some people not happy with her over there. And they're saying this didn't happen. Like Mo3 said, she didn't give me all the information that she could have, and she did know. And Carlos knew. People knew. Then you want to attack me and say it's not her fault. But if you're doing a reading and you're responsible for it, and that's a celebrity too, and that person has to be in public with people they don't know, and their life is at risk because they're an open target. If you don't know and you can't tell them, and if somebody did tell you that was going to happen to the person, you are responsible. Even if you can't stop it, you're still responsible to alert the person. You're still accountable because you said that's what you do. That's what the spirits tell you to do. Even if it's me, if it's something I don't know, and somebody says, oh, you know what? I also picked up this and that, and we check it. Because I don't want to be responsible for somebody getting hurt or somebody walking into an ambush. And even if, and then I'll call them, wait a minute, it's something else additional that even though you pay for the reading and I don't owe you any more time, I have to tell you this because this came to me. I will tell them. Now, if they stay with the man or they stay with the bitch or they walk into a situation, they get fucked up anyway, like I used to do. Because I didn't trust myself and believe myself. I've had people come back and tell me, like I told you what happened to me. I had to tell that lady, you were right about him. He lied to you. He lied to me. And this nigga done did everything you said he was going to do. And they don't want to talk to me. Well, that's fine. But usually I don't disrespect people. When they say things and they warn me, even if I don't, I'm torn. I don't agree. I love this person. I'm fucking this nigga. I don't want to just pull away. I don't know what to do. But a part of me knows that the bitch telling me the shit is the right shit. But then they didn't understand this nigga had me jammed, was taking and controlling my money. So I'm like, what am I going to do? I have no job, no education, nowhere to go. And then I had this illness from being poisoned. So I'm not completely listening to him, but I'm listening to him. I've had to apologize. And I've had people come back to me and apologize that did not disrespect me. If you did not disrespect me, I'm going to listen. And they'll actually say, can you read me again? Can you see it again? See something. I need you to see something else. I need you to look at someone new. I'm so sorry. This nigga fucked me over. You told me, and I just want to say I'm sorry. And if they didn't disrespect me, but they stopped talking to me, I would still talk to them. But if it was somebody, you bitch and lying bitch, this and that, no, you can't come back. I've had people even say, I know you don't want to talk to me anymore. I disrespected you. I'm sorry I disrespected you, called you out your name. But what you said about the person was right. I just couldn't see it. I love the nigga. I was fucking the nigga. I got a house with a nigga. I got the baby with a nigga. I got, you got contracts with him on different levels. You got a baby with him. That's a contract. On different levels, that's a contract with that person. Even if you're not physically married, there are agreements, and you brought a life here. I understand that. And I just say politely, I don't cuss them back. I said, thank you. It's not any worse me cursing them. Because I understand since the shit happened to me. It happened to me several times. But no, I don't want you to come back because when I say something else you don't like, you'll call me a bitch and a liar whenever some dick good to you. You like sucking on a mushroom tip and you like the way that motherfucker glide in your ass with no motherfucking rubber. You'll do it to me again. So I just politely say thank you. And I politely decline to do any more business. Now, let me get into this reading. It's another health warning from the underworld for Queen's Domain, aka the governess. Whether she takes it or not, whether she listens to it or not, it makes no difference to me. I'm only doing because they've been doing this to me since last night, and they've been doing it to me all morning. I've been up about 3-4 hours now, and they've been doing it to me. So I said, okay, let me get myself together and let me think about it. Because I heard that she called me names. But I'm still obedient to the spirit. You don't have to listen to it. You don't have to accept it. You can say it's a lie. It's okay. But I'll tell you specific things they told me to tell you. And that Nipsey told me to tell you. Because these spirits go wherever they want to go. They talk to whoever. I don't own them. I don't control them. Nobody does. They go where they want. One of the things he was telling me, I seen a fat black bitch. She might be darker than the governess. She's her enemy. They're having a spirit war. This lady hates her guts. It looks like she may know who this person is or who's come across this person. I have some words. This lady is also talented. This lady is also psychic. Yes, my assistant, please. She said nothing but giving her a warning. She said nothing disrespectful is what you're saying. I know. I'm giving her the warning. If you see it in here, call out the person. I want them deleted, period. I want their comment erased, and I want them deleted. Okay? I don't care who it is. And this lady is a very talented natural spiritualist and a seer. She can see real good in water. But the kind of cards this lady's read, she one of them old school bitches. She ain't new to it. She true to it. This motherfucker here reads a playing deck of cards. Because I see the black spades and the red hearts. And she is an enemy of the governess. She doesn't like her at all. And they're like competing in a blood war as well as a war for clients and who is better than the other and who is superior to the other and who's more gifted than the other. They don't want one. It's like two of us can't survive and thrive in the same space of time. One of us has got to go. I know this lady got real big old titties, like big titties and a stomach and a big old ass, but it's like misshaped up. Like fucked up, shaped up. Big old thighs rubbed together and shit and wear house shoes. Just a country bitch. Like the type that I'm used to that I grew up around. That talk shit, cook, eat, be on that phone and gossip. And like she might deal with numbers. I don't know if she runs numbers or people come to her to play the numbers. But she keeps her hair fixed. I see she has a straight hairstyle. So that's a relaxer or she owes to and still get it straightened with a straightening comb. One of them type. One of them real bitches. But also messy and a gossip. I see her sticking a number down in her titty, like wrote on some fucking brown paper sack into root working, but she reads the fuck out of a deck of cards. A regular plain deck of cards, like she might have gotten it from a relative or grandmother. But for some reason, the governess or the queen domain has rubbed her the wrong way. And this is why Nipsey told me to tell her. And Spirits told me to tell her. Because someone in her camp knows this lady or is associate and is backstabbing the queen or the governess. Goes back and forth and somebody has been in her camp and been around her. It's some kind of gatherings they had. I don't know if some kind of event she went to or she was reading or seeing people. This other woman also had people there spying coming out of her event or when she was getting possessed with spirits and went back and told her everything that was said and everything that was going on. Enemies that smile on her face. They also showed me some woman, either she eats, she drives. I don't know if she has a car now or she drives or she gets driven around. The governess has been in the car driving and they show me a female. I see a male head hidden, but that could be gay or bisexual. Small. This is not Carlos. Someone else. This woman that she confides in, she might be lighter than her. Maybe a little lighter, light skin to her. Supposed to also be a seer and reader, but it's talented. This is the weird scenario that I saw. It's talented and it's spiritual and also has spirits on her that can also see and it's good with water. Very watery, very talented, but looks like she might be younger than the governess. This lady mirrors her and is not loyal to her. A part of her wants to be the governess, and a part of her is jealous of the governess, and a part of her has betrayed and will betray the governess because she sits and she listens to her when she's going to get something to eat or running errands or when she eats. Some of this stuff is around eating or around eating. Like, let's say they're going out to pick up something at a drive-thru or something at a restaurant, and it looks like the governess is a talker. She talks to people she feels comfortable with, that she confides in and she trusts, and they're saying she's very lonely. So since she's lonely and doesn't feel like she has friends, and sometimes is paranoid and deals with manic depression episodes where she goes from highs to lows, really happy, not being able to sleep all the time at night, and then goes to extreme lows, extreme mood swings. So she doesn't really have a lot of friends. And people that have come in and out of her life, they come in and they go out. She gets along with them at first. They think she cool. She think they cool. And then something starts to shift in her personality, or disagreements or arguments, or they shift on her and don't do what they say, or they start feel, oh, I feel a different vibe, or I'm not easy, I don't know, and they back away, or they renege on things. And so she has a history of a lot of disappointment and heartbreak and abuse and betrayal. When she gets people around her that she feels comfortable with, either be in her house or wherever she's living or eat, she opens up with them and she thinks they're cool. And this one woman is backstabbing. It might be more than one, but Nipsey zeroed in on one that's been with her a lot. I don't know if this was also a lover off and on. This is somebody she's talked to and shared her most intimate life. This lady gets spirits on her, and she trusts this lady. And as she's talking to her, she's mirroring her. She knows how, based on what the governess says and how she says it and her moves and her experiences, she taps into her so deeply. She knows how to mirror it and express her interest and her concern only to get it. And then the spirits on her, they're siphoning, somebody's siphoning off of these spirits and going to repeat what she's saying. I don't want to completely say she's 100% conscious of what is going on, but she's conscious of it because a part of her is conflicted about her feelings towards the governess and her commitment to being with her in the long run, like for years. Like after 5 or 6 years, this lady's not going to be her friend. It won't take that long to discover it, though. She won't be there because she's not her friend right now. Oh, rah for you, fuck that, I do this and do that, and I beat a motherfucker, I step to this and that. This person might say all that, but when it get really down to it, if the price is right, she'll turn. If it's a big and better opportunity, she'll turn, she'll go, so that she can be above her, to show her that you say you this and that, but I'm better than you, I'm above you, I'm doing this and I'm that, and I got this opportunity. There is a secret competition here. It's a secret rivalry and two-facedness here. And then for some reason, they keep saying, I don't know where her mother is. I don't know where the governess's mother is. I don't know what happened to the mother. I don't know what happened between her and her mother. But I also see her daughter is a seer. Her daughter is very watery, which means that she can go deep and that she could see in a crystal ball. But the daughter sometimes fights her gift, or might not want to be with her mother. There's a power struggle with her and her mother, or tension or stress with her and her mother. I've seen that has been that with her and her daughter, and the daughter don't want to always be with her using her gifts. It's something happened between her and her daughter, but the daughter is gifted. And I think I saw a picture of her daughter. Her daughter looks just like her. Her daughter looks like a younger version of her without the moles. She has a round, like a China doll face to me. Even though I think she's heavy set. If correct me if I'm wrong, if that's not her daughter. Her daughter looks like a younger version of her, like a round baby face. To me, she has the cutest face. It looks like a doll face. If that was her daughter that I saw on a picture. And she's special. But it looks like she's also hurting about something or wounded. So I'm not going to stay too long on that. I saw that. They told me that about the daughter. And there's some issues and some words she wants to say with her mother. She got some choice words for her mother. Some things they need to work through. But he kept saying about the mother. And the mother say, why have you left me? Like, why? The mother feels like she abandoned her or forsaked her. You're not talking to me. You're not loving me. I don't feel like you want me around, or you don't want to be around me. The mother feels like there's a void or coldness. So I don't want to say the mother's physically dead, but that's kind of a feeling. So I don't know if she's dead to her in her mind, or I don't want to talk to you, or I don't have nothing to do with you, or if the mother's physically dead. And then it goes into this surgery again. They're warning me about the surgery. Her either gastric bypass or gastric sleeve surgery. I'm not sure which one she had, but they're going back to me. They start again in the brain with her hypothalamus. And they're taking me to the lateral hypothalamus, dealing with the hypothalamus and the pituitary. Hypothalamus, I think, also controls body temperature. It controls the release of the female hormones and the male hormones, and it controls the period, and it feeds hormones to the ovaries. They're telling me the brain, the hypothalamus, the lateral hypothalamus, and her Geflin. Geflin and Lipton. Geflin is one of the hormones that's in the stomach that controls the appetite and the way the digestive system functions. She has a problem with the Geflin and the leptin, and the way her body stores and metabolizes fat, and the way her body craves food, and her digestion is bad, and her hormones in her brain, a real bad chemical imbalance and a real bad hormone imbalance. She needs to go get her hormones checked. They need to check her hypothalamus, and the pituitary for her estrogen, her testosterone. All of her female hormones are all over the place, and the testosterone's over the place. She's depleted. She's a bad vitamin and mineral deficiency, and it's tied to her gut and her surgery. Her body is not getting all of the vitamins and the minerals, and it's malnutrition, and her body's saying it's thirsty. She's dehydrated. It's showing me that with digestive system, the liver and the gallbladder, and sections of the large intestines, as well as a parasite cleanse. And there's said, okay, when I looked in her stomach, I don't know how much of her stomach is missing. Or, well, like I said, which surgery it was, or did they take portions of the stomach, and what's the percentage of it? But it looks twisted to me. It looks like a piece of it is either missing or folded or hidden in the stomach. And when I looked there, I saw her mother and the disconnect with her mother and a lot of rage. She has a lot of anger and a lot of rage. And many times this rage is misplaced, where she'll take that shit out on people that don't have anything to do with it. It's misplaced. Just so much. And she is a powerful woman. She is a talented woman. But she also has stuff, mental, emotional, and spiritual stuff. And some of those spirits, even her mother's sitting on her. I don't know why, but I see her mother, and I heard her mother's spirit sitting on her. She's like, you ignore me. I keep trying to talk to you. So I don't know if the mother's also a psychic witch and living in a physical body, or not in a physical body, but still here, riding her. You ignore me. You won't talk to me. You won't face me. You won't deal with me the way I need to connect with you and deal with you. The mother's riding her. And in a way, it's tormenting and it's hurtful to her, because she won't deal with all her anger and her issues and her aggression and the feelings of, I don't know, betrayal, denial, abandonment, or something. It's a lot of unresolved stuff with her and her mother and relatives. Male and female relatives, and another child is associated with it. It might not be her child. I don't know if it's a child she saw growing up, or the child physically died, or was abandoned, abused, or adopted out, or something. It's all this stuff is following her, and they're demanding that she deal with her shadow self. That's why they're telling me to tell her. She needs to deal with her shadow self. And instead, she can be very vindictive. She has triggers, and very treacherous, and like to lash out on people when they say things she don't want to hear. Or it could be a spirit on her. I don't like that bitch. I don't like that bitch. I don't like him. That. And will do something, or attack a person, or say something vindictive or really hurtful about a person, because the spirit on her don't like them, or a demon, or it's like yeah, and the person said, another bitch said, well, you talk to demons too. Yep, I do. I don't see anything wrong with it, unless they control you in a negative way and have you hurting people and have you delusional and not focusing on your own shit. But if they talk to me and they share with me, but the ones that come to attack, and I've experienced them, and I'm grateful for the attacks, the rapes, all that, because I couldn't change it or do anything about it at the time. And it was clearly something I need to know, dealing with this terrain and dealing with this realm. So those were teaching lessons. I consider myself in school. But what I don't do, even if I might feel like it, or if I hear one saying it, I don't go and start shit with people. I don't say things just to hurt somebody that ain't never did nothing to me. I don't get up and tell their personal business just to hurt them in public because some spirit on me tells me to do it because they don't like them. See, that's the difference. If they have something to say to me about a person and I believe it's needful and it's useful to the person, then I say it. But just to get up, if they haven't done anything to me, and the spirit says, oh, go say such and such, they like to suck dicks and they sell their ass and they a man and they married to a woman, but they fuck me. If you haven't done anything to me and you ain't said anything to me and got in public, tried to slanderize me, you know, some shit I keep to myself. Or I might say it privately, but just to like, I don't work with demons like that. It's a difference in me and the way they do other people. I don't let them influence me, and I don't really even hang around that type. It's different types. The ones you call demons are not always demons, and they don't always do mischievous shit. A lot of them are very helpful. They just call that to make you not fuck with them. So yeah, I do talk to them. And I had nothing negative to say about her talking to them. What I said was, and I said what I said, and I'm going to say it again. Some of those that get on her are not her friends. And some of those that get on her, she thinks her friends was sent by that witch. And trick her and look in that mirror. It's a mirror that she deals with. She needs to go back and look at that mirror or maybe get another one. Because the mirror that she deal with, all witches scry and have a mirror. They have a black one and they have a regular one. That mirror, she been talking to them. Some of them that are trapped in that mirror ain't her friends. That's what I said. Some of the ones she talked to her ain't hers. Some of the ones that's speaking through her might give her a bone or let her say something that might be true or work with her, but then will betray her and get off of her at a certain time over in the wee hours, and they'll go to their real owner that sent them, and then to get their food, get they little eat on, because demons have altars and shrines too. Get their little treat, and she pat them on the head, and they come back over there. That's what I saw. Now you have to do, really, you ain't got to do a goddamn thing about what I said. You ain't got to check what I said. You ain't got to ask nobody. You ain't got to believe the shit. It doesn't matter. I believe it. Because I keep hearing it. I go to sleep and I'm like, I'm not going to say that. I wake up, I hear it. I go to sleep another day. I wake up, I hear it. I go to sleep, I keep hearing it. That's why I'm saying it. They're just trying to warn her. I'm not trying to be funny, but I don't care if you take it as me being funny and y'all want to say something. You won't be saying it over here no more. I ain't letting you say nothing fucked up about me or to me because you take up for another bitch. You take up for another bitch, then ride for your queen, whatever she is or he is. It don't matter. Ride for him. I ain't trying to turn you against him, but you're not gonna come over here and talk to me like you think just because you think she better than me, I don't. Just because you think I'm less than, I don't. And you're not going to talk to me like that and fucking handle me like that and treat me like that. And I will not be her or him or nobody else subordinate and let you put your foot on me and tread on me. Just because you like what the fuck I said. You can put anybody you want to put on a pedestal, but you ain't going to motherfucking downplay me and try it on me because you think a bitch better than me. Oh, I don't have that no more. I don't do that no more. And I ain't going to let you do it. So you can just stay in your lane, I'm going to stay in mine. But you won't do it over here, bitch. Bitch, nigga, punk, whatever you is. You ain't going to do it to me. You keep that shit over there. And you put a crown on another bitch head that you think is a queen and a goddamn king. Where the fuck they at? But I'm not honoring it over here. Because to honor that means I dishonor and disrespect myself. And I ain't going to let you do it. I ain't going to do it to myself. I ain't put myself down for another bitch. Y'all not finna do that shit to me. You ain't finna do nothing to me. And you ain't gonna put your hands on me. So the bitch talking, oh, you talk said it about her, but you don't do psychic. Fuck, get at me, dog. You don't know what the fuck I do. You don't know me. And I understand what's spiritual and what's not. And even if something happens, you have to learn from your life. It's still spiritual, but it doesn't mean that you're cursed. Because you have to go through shit and learn your own lessons. That's what some of that shit is. And it could be a combination of it. But it ain't all no bad goddamn luck. Because you get your ass kicked sometimes from the things that are now coming back to face you that have been set in motion so deep, like a snowball rolling down a hill. That thing gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Sometimes it manifests in your physical, and it's like, this nigga got to go, that bitch got to go, you got to stop this behavior, and now you got to pick up this behavior and that behavior once you clean house. That's what a lot of that stuff is about. Not because you're not on your shit. And if that's the case, and she on hers, and she cleans all the time, and if nothing bad happens to her, then why is it all the lies and betrayals and the setups? And why don't see what I'm seeing in her body that she said I'm lying about that ain't there? Sometimes shit happens because of your decisions that you make about your body, or the surgeon you go to, or decisions that you don't make. And that's it, and that's all. Sometimes you can curse yourself by the decisions that you make. It's not always a black magic. It's a bad decision, a bad judgment, which in a way, it is a magic. And only you have the power, nobody else. You have the power to undo it because it's your decision, it's your life, and some things you got to walk through that can't nobody take the fuck up off of you because it's a part of your life experience. That's why you were born on a certain day, a certain time, and your life number, that's your fucking path. That's your walk. Some of that shit is a part of your walk. Well, some babies are born with a silver spoon. And then my father's a multi-millionaire, but I'm born in the motherfucking projects. And my mother takes that from me. That was a part of my life walk that I couldn't do nothing about. Based on the time, day, and the year I was motherfucking born. Some of that shit it has nothing to do with a curse. Not no somebody doing it to you in this life. That stuff is what you bring in. Nobody can change their birthday, their death date. Those are some things that are just fixed like that. You can lessen them, but you can't change. That's something you can't undo. You can never go back in your mama's ass and not be born and be reborn to another parent. Or be born another. You can never change your birthday. And a lot of times, not all the time, but many times, if you keep going your path and you don't stop that shit and learn your lessons, your death date is predestined and you can't change that. Sometimes you'll walk yourself into that shit subconsciously, even though you consciously trying to walk yourself out of it, because a part of you want to go through that experience because that's your life path. So, bitch, don't talk to me about that shit, bitch. Because a lot of you talking to me and you talking about life and magic and black magic and death and ain't nothing ever supposed to be bad happen to you, and you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Some things will happen to you, no matter how much magic you do. Because it's a part of your walk. You can move around it, yes. You can lessen it, yes. You can resolve it and fix it, yes. You can never go through it again, yes. You can stop it, but some things you can't once they set in motion. You're going to get hit, you're going to get ran over, your heart going to get broke, and then you either reanimate yourself and learn the lesson, or you spend your whole life on I shoulda, woulda, coulda, drugs, alcohol, and repeating the cycle. So if you want to say that's a curse, it is. But did somebody always do it to you? No. Can you be predisposed to it because of your past pain and trauma and abuses? Yes. But that in itself is the curse. Ain't nobody got to always go to the graveyard and light a fucking black candle on you. It's your experiences and accumulations of them and the wrong people. Even your mama, your daddy, and family members, the wrong people to help you set yourself up for failure like my mother did. That is in itself is a form of black magic. Your own thoughts sabotaging yourself is a form of black magic. Your own bad speaking on yourself and listening to people speak down on you and listening to people say you fucked up and you ain't shit and this bitch better than you and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about and you ain't this, you ain't that. That's a form of black magic. Life and death in the tongue. Those are magic spells, and bitch, you won't speak them on me. If you do, you won't speak them to me. And let me hear it. And you won't tap your fucking funky ass fingers, bitch. And tap that shit on your keyboard and leave it the stain and the scar of a verbal curse and a written curse on my page. Those are spells that I will break. Because they come on many levels. You won't do it to me. Because I don't think no bitch better than me. Not the ones you look up to. And you won't impose that shit on me, bitch. You won't impose your will on me. You can take it how you take it. But you ain't gonna do nothing to me that I will not do back to you. You're not gonna shit on me and use my body as your fucking toilet tissue. None of you will do that to me for another bitch. You won't. I don't care how a bitch thinks she grander than me and better than me, but you won't impose it on me. And y'all not gonna impose it on me. I said what I said, and that's it, and that's motherfucking all. Now going back to what the fuck I said, that I'm going to say, and I'm going to stand by what the fuck I'm going to say, and I ain't going to back down. Unless she gives me a doctor's report to prove that I'm lying. Then I'll apologize, and I didn't hear what I heard. The hypothalamus is off, and it's not the anterior, it is the lateral hypothalamus. Since you think I'm stupid, and I make you laugh, and I'm dumb, I'm not in a joking mood today. I'm using medical terms. I understand them. I am a medical intuitive. I have secretly read for medical doctors from different specialties. And one of them dealt with the digestive system and issues with it. And I got to see private patients' files, so I had to learn medical terms. I've seen them living, but the way that they worked with me, which was fine. I never got to meet the patient and see the patient until after I gave them what I saw. I only seen a file and a name, and I didn't even get to read the file. I only got to see the name on the file until after I told them what I saw. Then I would meet with them again, and the doctor would then open the whole file and say, I'm going to sit back, come around here, and I'll let you read it. Because what you just said to me, I cannot believe you fucking knew. Because you didn't. Because you don't know my patient. You don't even know what my patient looks like. You never saw the file. You got all this from a motherfucking name, and I've seen them dead. And I've read them dead. A dead body. I don't consider it a dead person. They're just not living in the body. So the physical person and the dead, I've done this over 20 years. So I know. And I'm looking at a medical chart right now. And that's the three areas they're bringing to me. The digestive system, the cardiovascular and respiratory system, and the nervous system, which would also be dealing with the brain. And they took me to the glands. And her main one that is a problem is her hypothalamus gland, the lateral hypothalamus, as well as the pituitary gland. And when I look at her female organs in the breast, and I said the other day, check one breast, check up under the armpits and the lymphs. It might be nothing, but I'm still telling you as a courtesy, even though you don't like me and your fans don't like me, I'm choosing to tell you as a courtesy to just get your lymph nodes and your breast, your mammary glands, with your glands checked, just to make sure they're okay. And your chest is okay, and your upper respiratory system is okay, because your lungs are connected to your heart, and they're showing one side of the heart. Your breathing, you have anxiety. The breathing, sometimes the heart palpitates. It's not on rhythm. You need to drink alkaline water instead of tap water out of the faucet and whatever. If you drink any other type of water besides alkaline water, you're going to have issues with your gut and your surgery and your breathing and your lungs and wherever you go. Just like I'm dealing with the mold issue right now that was growing here all these years. I didn't know. Couldn't prove it until I got the test. Now that's confirmed. 2 tests. And the health department made him get the test, and it was confirmed. What I always felt that I would beg him to do and he wouldn't do. That's confirmed. Watch where you go. Make sure there's no mold, fungus, bacteria in the air, even airborne from the places that you stay. Disinfect them thoroughly, and who you sleep with, who you eat with, where you eat, how you eat, because those are issues. They show me central nervous system is an issue. When I look at the female organs, there's no activity moving around the female organs. I wonder what happened. Because those are also, she's extremely chemically imbalanced and an extreme hormone imbalance, which would explain her rages. Her periods are going up and down with her emotions and the swings, the hot swings, the cool swings, the sleeping, discomfort, and there's something on her. She has a lot of spirits she deals with. I understand it. You have to be careful when you have a lot of spirits and know who's who and what's what. But sometimes her body, I see the restlessness and the energy in her body where it's hard for her body to relax and be still, especially around the sex organs, like from the waist down. the hips and the legs, the vagina. It's something off because of the hormonal imbalance, the chemical imbalance, and the vitamin mineral deficiency. And the problem with the hormone in her digestive system in the stomach, the ghrelin and the leptin. I don't know if they removed enough of her stomach to remove that, but then the spirit was also saying, I don't know how many years ago she's had it, and I was looking at this as well, that a lot of people, when they get that surgery and even that sleeve, the stomach is very tight and it's easy to drink just a little bit of water and eat a little bit of food, and they can't eat anymore because it's new. Within the first 6 months of it to a year, they lose a whole lot rapidly because it's new. And you have swelling there, and the band, it feels tighter. But you get into the 1 year mark, 2 year mark after that, people that start back eating and don't exercise, they explode and get big as hell. And have to get it redone if they're eligible for it. Or they have a lot of mental and emotional problems. And basically, I already know. Doctors know it, but they don't tell them. Most people, a lot of people that before they get a lap band surgery or a sleeve, gastric bypass, they need to go to get therapy and go to a psychiatrist. They need to either get on meds to regulate their moods and deal with their mental issues and their childhood issues, or they need to learn to do it themselves naturally or with a holistic doctor, basically a naturopath, holistic doctor, and a medical doctor. Why? Because a lot of them are mentally and emotionally unstable. They have low self-esteem, have a lot of self-worth issues, a lot of self-hatred and body dysmorphic issues. The doctors know that when they got to cut into somebody's stomach and go into their gut or take pieces of it or squeeze and suppress pieces of it and move it around and move the large and small intestines around, they don't tell the person. They already know that person shouldn't even have that surgery right then because they have a lot of psychiatric and mental problems and emotional problems, and they either already on psych meds or they need to go. They have a lot of issues, mental and emotional issues. So I watch people that I know have had that surgery and that have had hysterectomies. Because a lot of women that will let a doctor take all their womb out or pieces of it. Now, I understand if it's cancerous and it just can't be fixed, but things like fibroids, you don't have to get a hysterectomy because of a fibroid. It's just a lot of women are lazy because I've spoken to them. They have gotten them or portions of it, or they still have the uterus and the fallopian tubes are missing. Because I'm just like, if you have to get a partial, please keep at least one. If you can't keep both fallopian tubes, because you can still get pregnant. Those are your glands that you still have. The ovaries are being fed. Maybe you can still harvest eggs before you let them take everything out of you. Well, I don't want to go through no herbs, and I'm tired of bleeding through my pants every day and all day. I didn't go to work. I bleed so bad, and I bleed in my sleep. I wake up bloody and all that. And I've had that experience before, but luckily I didn't have any fibroids. That's when that guy from the health store gave me those herbs to poison me. And I bled for almost a month. And I was so just stupid, really. So naive. I didn't go to the hospital then. I didn't realize I could have died from that. I called him and I told him finally I was bleeding. And then he went out in public and told everybody as if it was something I was doing wrong. But I never had blood problems. I never had fibroids. I never bled like that until I took his herbs and he poisoned me from the health store. That's in the conscience community with the fool and all of them. Once I started taking the vegetable-based liquid iron and blackstrap molasses, and I stopped taking his stuff. It stopped like within a matter of days, hours, like 1 to 2 days. The bleeding had stopped, profuse bleeding, nonstop, 24/7. I'm sure that's one of the reasons too why I lost so much hair in conjunction with the mole. This started 2013. And I've been dealing with this illness and the unexplained illness and the poison ever since then. People can put things and do spells on herbs or food and give it to you, yes. But when that lady was saying to me, that's why you're dealing with what you're dealing with because you don't uncross, bitch, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I was poisoned, and I've been literally housebound, stuck in here. It started happening when he gave me the herbs at the end of 2012 after I did the Mari show and Tosh.0, and then I continued to believe in him, and people kept saying, have you considered maybe this guy's doing this to you because you won't sleep with him? Have you considered this guy's poisoning you? I still didn't want to believe it, and I kept trusting him, and I kept buying the herbs because he was first with D herbs. And he said he was the master formula chemist, herbal chemist over there, and he took the formulas with him. I found out that was a lie. He had illegal aliens in his car garage with cars and oil and not an FDA-approved lab making these things. So that wasn't completely because of black magic or uncrossing. I was physically consuming something that was poisoning me. So an uncrossing bath, dear, or a uncrossing spell is not going to remove 100% of a physical poison from something that you consumed that is now destroying or damaging your body. These people need to get their fucking facts straight. Well, you think you know more than me. This thing is a 360-degree cycle, and it's a combination of every part of your life, and you have to work in every part of your life to fix whatever the curse is. Even if the curse was not brought on by direct magic itself, it was a curse of your naivety and your blindness and eating something from somebody. This man has hundreds of thousands of people that bought his product, was doing commercials, Shamar Moore, Brandy, all these celebrities were endorsing him and taking his herbs. So I'm seeing all these people buying from him. He has stores in LA. I think he opened a store in Virginia. I'm not even sure if he had one in Atlanta because he was talking to me about opening one here. And I was blinded by my own desire to heal and save black folks and power to the people and all that bullshit and want to do the right thing and listening to this man because he was very charismatic and charming, but had a lot of Taurus. He was a Taurus, had a lot of Gemini, great storyteller, which means you're a compulsive fucking liar. All the other people never complained, but you know what I found out later? They were so afraid of him. A lot of the complaints from the employees that they saw this stuff in the store and him selling feminine hygiene products and douches that he refused that he used water and refused to put a preservative in it. And he was selling it with mold in it to these women, knowing that the women were going to use it and have all type of possible fertility issues and infection up in the uterus and fallopian tubes and in the vagina because he was selling them molded, bacteria-filled feminine washes and products. They didn't tell until he did it to me. And he did it to me publicly. And a lot of people knew me and followed me. And so I came out and told what he did. That's when people that not in the thousands of all the people, you know, he clearly had more people that were pleased with him. And then again, that because he was public and celebrities were endorsing him, you're controlling the media and the algorithms. So we don't get to hear the small middleman because I started seeing videos of people complaining and they were all so sick or women were sick or men had nuts explode to the size of a goddamn apple, goddammit, or a grapefruit and had sexual dysfunction problems because of a product he took, but the hits were low and you didn't get to see it. So I didn't know. It was hundreds of people. You can Google D Health Store complaints. Put D Health Store together as one word. You think I'm lying. And you'll see what I'm talking about. That's when they came out of the woodwork. Once I was so sick and bloated and swollen and bleeding that I had to tell because he was lying on me. And he was lying to me. That in itself was a curse for me. Because of all my self-hate and self-worth and low self-esteem and people calling me dumb and stupid, I'm kind of get a feeling, you ain't getting that, you a stupid bitch. And I didn't do that to you. And then to find out he did. And then his employees came forward and called me and told me and publicly said it. A lot of stuff was suppressed and then he attacked them. A lot of people can't deal with public humiliation and degradation. I can. I learned to deal with it from experiences like that and him publicly talking about my period, my pussy, what it looked like, how many dicks I took. And this man never saw me naked. People were laughing that couldn't see like I couldn't see and thought he was so incredible until they saw I was telling the truth. And I still have emails from him and how he stole my formulas from me and didn't put his name on it and said it was his. This is 2013. He told me, oh, send them to me. I'm going to help you get money. I don't like to see you going through this. I'm going to get you out that nigga house. I'm going to show you how to make your money and we're going to do business together. I looked at that. I was blinded by that. And I wanted that to be true. Until he started talking about what you like in the bed. And you know, I always had a crush. I'm going to fuck you. I'm like, you got a wife. You got 5 kids by 2 different women. You said you were my big brother. You were going to take care of me and protect me. You were going to show me how to be self-sufficient and independent. I was blinded by that. And that is a curse. Because I believe more in him than my ability to go to school and study and read the same books and investment classes that he fucking did. None of this stuff, one person doesn't own it. But I'm saying it to say to you all, wake the fuck up. Curses come in different forms. You really think a spiritual uncrossing bath and a spell was going to fix that? And wake me up from being really naive and believing in other people because they had money and everybody loved them and they were in the spotlight, so they have to be real. They had to be correct. This man was out of order the whole time. He wasn't real. He wasn't correct. He was a fraud. That's why he was fired from D Herbs. They all grew up together and started that business together. He was stealing from them and extorting them. He even fooled them because he was such a good con man. And you believed him. He seemed so compassionate and sincere. An actress. They had to excise him and cut him out from their operation surgically and sue him because he was bad-mouthing them and said it was them. They had to put a gag order on him. Every time he spoke against them, he had to pay them $5,000, and he kept doing it. He doesn't do it now. So a spiritual bath and a magic spell and a black candle was going to help me with that. Okay. See, you all need to understand the levels of magic. I think I'm going to have to teach about these things because I'm very clear. And I'm also very clear about this. Certain things, no matter how fucked up, like what I'm going through now, had to happen to me for me to believe in myself and for me to trust the spirits that were able to come in then and not trust a human because they had money, fame, and reputation, and because everybody else trusts them. That means I'm supposed to trust them too because you can't see what the fuck I see. You got a curse on you, bitch. Because you believe that bullshit over there instead of looking at the facts. You don't want to look at them. And even though you're looking at them, you're still not fucking looking at them. And you're justifying them. And with me, even with my own shit, I call my own self out on my own shit. And no matter how painful it is and I have to work myself out of it, I literally now I'm in the process of rebuilding my whole life because I trust a nigga that tore it up and was too afraid to fucking leave. And when I would leave, try to leave, you beg me back, and it's going to be better, and I'm sorry, and you're better off staying with me. And people were telling me, my spirits were saying, leave now while you can. Now I'm dealing with a really bad health issue, leaving like that, left me like that, and actually wanted me to die. I'd rather see you dead than see you with someone else and be happy with another man and do well. That in itself was the curse that nobody had to put on me. It was put on me by my mother, my family, and through the words and the deeds and inactions and lack of deeds. There are different levels to this thing. And I understand it, and I understand, and I understand because I live this shit my whole fucking life. So if you ain't coming at me like that, respectfully, even if you're trying to be disrespectful and breaking down a different level, shut the fuck up talking to me, bitch. Because you sound young and you sound inexperienced and you sound dumb. Because some of these things are just going to happen to you. No matter how many spells you do, you're just not going to tell us about it. We just won't know. But your life ain't perfect, bitch. Because you do a spell every day, and you're not in a public limelight, so you don't have as many people getting at you like they've gotten at me. And I never defended myself. I never believed in doing magic because I always believed, and I was told you don't do that. Even if somebody trying to kill you and you die, just die, and God will get one later. Fuck that shit. Now, things will build up in the physical with your lessons, bad lessons, and which give you skills if you learn. Along with other people attacking you, so they don't like you. They will build up if you have no defense. I had no psychic self-defense because I was told Jesus is going to handle that. Well, I don't call Jesus no more. So you have a buildup and accumulation of these things like a wall, literally walls. But again, I'm not going to throw my pearls at swine. The people that really care and are interested in what I'm talking about, we're going to start having private classes together because you've been asking me for that anyway. And you all help me. You love me. You support me. You help me get well. You help me feed the spirit. You help me feed myself. I love and I appreciate all of it. And you help me through this process. And I know it sounds crazy and I know it's dangerous. But again, I have a doctor. I have my medicines. And I know the first thing people would say is get out. I've chosen to do treatments on the house, treatments on myself, get the air conditioner. Well, I'm going to have to get it replaced. It can't be fixed. It's too old. It's almost 20 years old. I'm choosing to move through this and learn through it, actually walk through this and walk through the fear and face that. And a lot of people say that's wrong. I can deal with the legal part of it because I have plenty of evidence to deal with that, but that's not going to come right now. Those things take time to build those situations and build those cases, got evidence. I know that I have a good case with that, but those things don't happen overnight. And I chose, even though I'm walking in between worlds, some days feels like life and death. I'm taking the precautions and the treatments. And I've had people come in and do estimates like I told you. I'm going to get it repaired. I'm not going to run and sleep in a car or live in the street. I'm through running. I'm not running from nobody. I'm not running from nothing because I know you really can't run from no spirit. You can't run from no situation. You that's not how life works. You'll run from it and run into it. That's the one reason why I want to experience and learn every lesson that I need to do from this dirty ass nigga that was my landlord. Because have a history of dealing with those types of men. But this is the worst one, though. This is the worst one. Thank you for your love and your donations and support of me, y'all. Thank you that's been donating. I really love you. I need you. And I'm glad that you all feel like you need me and you need my stories. I tell you. Because I kind of don't like to tell these stories. I'll be glad when I don't have to tell these stories. I'm going to do what you all have been telling me to do for years. Now that I'm getting strong enough to do it, I got to write it down in a book. Even if I have it as a download, I got to give that to you in a book so I don't have to tell it no more. But then there's still things I haven't told you, and the things that I now am bold enough to tell you that you didn't know I was going through all these years, and the illness all these years, and some of, like I said, the curses I put on myself with the hurt and pain and lack of knowledge and afraid to trust me and trusting other people that were knowing that I had my trust and then they abused me because of it. So, of course, I don't want to die prematurely. I don't want to physically leave you. I don't want to leave my baby. But I really do have faith in what I'm doing. And like, but all of you might not think so. That's what I'm telling you. I am taking precautions. I am taking my medicine. I am learning the things I need to learn. I am bringing specialists in here to do the estimates to see what is the cheapest and the best estimate to get this done quickly. I'm not just sitting here saying, "Oh, I'm sick. Please help me." No, I'm not doing that. I'm doing things you don't know, but I am telling you things I do know. You would know that because I wouldn't be able to talk to you. And I noticed something yesterday. Let me tell you what I did. I started looking to learn the parts of it because from what the people tell me, the specialists that came in here, I didn't know that it needed a filter in a drain pan. I didn't know it was missing out of all these years. He lied to me when he said they would come fix it. And I'm like, it's leaking again. Well, he just fixed it. And I spent so much money. And why does he keep doing that? And I don't know if he was lying to me as well and he knew it and just we're going to do another show with that when you deal with sociopaths, psychopaths, and narcissists. They will do something to you even at the expense of themselves. They act like they put themselves in danger because it was his house and his expense, and I'm spending this and I'm spending that, and find out he really wasn't paying these guys anything. They will create a situation to hem you in, pull you away, because I pulled away from all my family and my friends. Get you by yourself, jam you up, and then create scenarios where you're living at with them, a constant problem, a constant leak, a constant argument. They're never pleased with you, and they'll create the scenario. Watch you get sick. So they're doing everything to put it back together. And then they'll say they don't know what's going on, knowing that they set this shit up. And I kept saying, I can't breathe in here. I think it's mold in here. Can you please help me? I couldn't, many days I couldn't walk. So swollen up now. I couldn't walk when he was telling me to get out. He knew I couldn't. My legs were so swollen. My feet were so swollen from the mold poisoning and infection. Until I got the confirmation of it, I didn't know that was also causing it. And I said, can you please just drop me off? I said, can you take me to the hospital? I've asked him to do that for a few years now. Often, I'm not going in that direction, like dirty shit like that. And then I say, okay, if you could just drop me off, I'll call them and tell them I'm coming, and they'll give me a wheelchair or something. And if I have to spend the night, and I'll just get a ride back. And I saw him laughing, and luckily I had, he didn't know I had a doctor on the phone listening. I said, you listen to this? Because they kept saying, we don't know what the symptoms are. They kept taking my blood and urine. They're like, we don't know what it is. But then again, it would make sense because they didn't know to test for mold. And I said, can you just drop me off? And he didn't know the doctor was listening. I told her, I said, listen. I had him on speaker and I got close to him. She was listening to it. And when she said, he's abusing you. He's trying to jam you up there and he's jealous of you. And he doesn't want you to get well. He'd rather kill you. I believe you're being poisoned some type of way. And I said, yeah, I don't know. I think it's mold. She's like, I think it is because of the constant leak. And he you know what? That's another show because I'm getting emotional. I don't anyway. Yeah, those are things I haven't told y'all. And like I say, I'm glad that you support me. You love me because you've helped me get through so much abuse that y'all didn't even know. Even in the past 3 years since I started reading Nipsey, he was doing it. Just like I don't know the Isis wisdom, I've taken a lot. And, many times people look at me because I try to crack the jokes. Lord, y'all don't understand. The jokes are not for y'all. They're for me. Because I have to laugh a lot of times to keep from crying. Because I've almost died several times in here, as well as outside of it, really freak accidents and things. And I knew, like I said, I'm not saying some of it wasn't black magic against me. People wanted me dead and disfigured. If I was living, it wanted me disfigured. I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but it's not 100% of the problem. Like the type of people I trusted in my personal life and professional life. This guy now I see, and I'm gonna tell you why I say that, because when the like I said, when the three licensed specialists who had nothing to gain by lying to me told me I stood outside the kitchen, they looked at it and they got quiet, and then they looked at me with their eyes buck and their mouth open, speechless, and I'm looking at them like, well, what? And that's when the woman said, I can't help you. I can't do nothing for you. And I was like, what do you mean? He said, I can't help you. I can't do nothing for this. And he says, where's your drain pan? And where's your filter? All three companies, people coming, reps, didn't know each other, said the same thing. Look at that. Look at me with their mouth open and their eyes buck. Where is your drain pan? And where is your filter? They asked me the same two things. I said, wow, you're not trying to get over on me, because the other person that came in here said the same thing. And it was from a white company. A white man said it. And I was like, okay, you're the second person. What are you talking about? I don't know what a drain pan is. I don't know the structure of that unit. I don't know where the parts are. I don't know if they do. I don't know if they mean. I don't know anything about heating and air. He said, first of all, that's what your water problem is. That's condensation spilling onto the floor because your drain pan is missing. What happened to it? I said, I didn't even know what that is, or that it's supposed to have one. I said, can you put it in there? He said, no. Come here. Do you see this? It's a long, I'll try to take a picture and show you what I'm talking about. It's a long slit, a rectangular size, long hole where you slide a pan in. I didn't know that. He said, you see that space? He said, that's your drain pan space. That catches the water when you run the unit. He said, where is it? I said, I don't know what it is. I said, can you put it in? And he said, do you see that? Okay. That space is bent down on one side, and it's just metal. So you can't lift it up. It's crushed down so bad on one side, like you got, I know, a stove, an oven, the bottom of the oven where you can open it and you can cook stuff down there. Let's say that. We'll use that. It's wide like that. It's long like that, but it's not as wide. Let's say one side of that part of the oven at the bottom where you open and close it, the ceiling part coming from the top of your oven is caved in. It's caved in. Goes down into that bottom part. Then that's going to jam your door. And you're not going to be able to slide anything in there or fix it. That's how it looks. I didn't know that. Because when I'm looking at it, I don't know what I'm seeing. Until he ID'd it. He said, it's impossible. We can't put that in. And I'm thinking all these years, So he told me he was bringing specialists to fix it. So if they fixed it, why they never replaced the drain pan? And why they never said it needs to be replaced and it's bent. The space for it is bent. And I need to either take this apart and open it back up and fix it, or the whole unit needs to be replaced. I never heard that, so I didn't know what they were talking about. And he's like, oh, we replaced the filter. We fixed it. It shouldn't leak anymore. And it would stop. Then it would start back. Now I know. I said that to say this. Niggas will set you up. Bitches will set you up. Because there's women that take care of men or with them and they love them to get their money, get close to them. They be narcissistic and running a con on them. This guy clearly ran a con on me. That has nothing to do with uncrossing spells or baths or magic. This is a dirty ass, lying ass, narcissistic ass, psychopathic, sociopathic ass nigga who literally watched my health deteriorate. And I didn't even know that this guy, because he would look me in my eye. And he sounds so sincere. And then he was an old nigga. OG. Been out there, seen it all, done it all. And then I seen him help everybody else and always talking. He know this, he know that. Always informative, talking to the neighbors. Then I find out you fucking me up with the neighbors and you telling them that I have a real bad psych problem. I'm a psych patient. And I'm wondering why everybody's ignoring me. And I'm feeling that's what it is. And I couldn't prove it until one lady told me. That's the magic of your mouth. That's the magic of your actions. That's the magic of your inaction. That's the magic of you diabolically setting a bitch up to basically destroy any credibility they have, any reputation that they have, any bit, because he knew all my business, because he was at all my business meetings. Everything I was setting up when I was doing my Vagina Power show, I'm trusting him because he's older and he's successful and he knows a lot of people. He has a gift of gab. He's setting it up. And I didn't realize the nigga was setting me up for a fall, for a failure, because all of a sudden these people don't want to do business with me no more. They don't want to talk to me. And I'm saying, but you know them, and I really want to make my own money. I don't want you to think I'm depending on you or that I want you for the money. Oh, no, I don't think that. I don't know what happened. They just decided they don't. Yeah, you happened. That's what happened. You happened. That's what happened to me. Me trusting the wrong person again is what happened. Not a spell from someone else, but a spell from within myself. And disbelief and negative thoughts and self-put downs. And I was self-sabotaging and couldn't even see it. And I would meet people that would join in and co-create the self-sabotage. Well, she don't like herself and believe in herself anyway. She don't trust herself. She trusts me. I'm going to fuck her over and she won't even see it coming. See, as I'm staying here and fighting, a lot of people are telling me to leave and don't want to help me. I'm having to literally walk through this fire for the last time. Because I promise you, I will get well. I'm not going to die. I have died in a lot of ways, though. I've died to self-hatred. I've died to self-doubt. I've died to low self-esteem. And even the things that I do have low self-esteem about and body image issues and all of that, I spend my time working every day. Can I fix this? Can I change this? Okay. Well, if I can't completely erase it and I can't change, most things you can fix and change, especially on your body. Then I have to learn, can I live with it? Can I learn to live with it? What can I do to fix me? That's where I am now, but I'm not a runner. Now, don't get it mistaken. If something happened, there's an emergency, there's a fire, there's a shooting right now, I'm going to run the fuck up out of here because I know that I can't rationalize or do no uncrossing bath on that. That just, it's on fire. Get the fuck up, bitch. Get the fuck up. Yeah, some things I know I have to retreat at that particular time and then come back. But just running from things that I've always ran from in the past or things didn't end well and you run, I feel like I will run back into it if I don't resolve it. It'll just come in another way somewhere else. And you know what? Fuck them. What I want to get on is that I always get on is the people that do love me, the people that do trust my decision not to run and fight, as well as go to the doctor and get my meds. And I'm telling you, I do take them and I do have them because, like I told you, I didn't tell y'all, my doctor was listening to him. As a matter of fact, that was like February, March before he told me to get out. He didn't know that she heard me talking to him again when the guy that wanted to fix the air conditioning unit, he said to me, I have a brand new unit in the house right now that I could replace, but he says he doesn't want to pay for it and you can't pay for it. I said, how much is it? He said $700. I said, I can pay for it. I can get the help. I can pay for it. He said, cash at me the money. And my doctor friend, she said, no, you fucking don't. So I said, I tell you what, because I'm the tenant, she's like, girl, that will end up being a lawsuit that you won't win. She said, because when you're a tenant, which is true, you get something fixed that the landlord refuses to fix, you're going to have to sue the landlord and get them to reimburse you. But if an independent contractor or company comes out and the landlord refuses to fix the air conditioner and refuses to replace it, I would need to get a letter from the landlord saying that I'm giving her, the tenant, the permission to go replace the air conditioning unit and to buy it. Even though I'm the owner, I'm giving her permission to replace it. That way, if they fuck it up and do something wrong, I'm legally protected because the owner gave me permission and I didn't do it on my own. So I asked him. She was listening again. When she was getting ready to give me some more medicine, I said, I need to get rid of this leak and the best thing to do is replace it. Will you give me permission in writing? Because the guy said you lied to him and told him I couldn't buy it and you don't want to buy it. But since you're the owner as a tenant, I can get it on my own. If you just write, it could be simple, a few lines that you give me permission as the owner to get my own AC unit. I'll pay for it. Why did you lie to that man like that? He goes, I'm not going to do that. I ain't give you permission to buy nothing and I ain't buying it. And why don't you just save your money so you can just get out? And I'm like, but meanwhile, I'm sick. Can you please help me? But at least just, I'm willing to do it. You won't owe me nothing. You don't have to give me nothing. Just let me do it. And I said, you hear that shit? She said, oh my God. I heard him say he won't even give it to you to buy. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you about. I believe this nigga deliberately set me up for failure, set me up for death. Was seeing me so swollen and saw my legs so swollen. And I was in so much pain that day when I called her, like, please help me. I don't, can you please help me call something in? Because she already saw the picture. She was like, send me the pictures. Let me see what's going on. And she knew me. She knew I was suffering. And she heard him say it. He didn't know that she heard him. And then I said, why are you lying? I didn't say that. I said, my doctor just heard you. And we had the air conditioner man on the three-way. He heard me beg you to let me buy it, and you refused to buy it, and you refused to give me a letter with permission to buy it. So to me, that's why I said, I believe he wanted me to die. He was watching me get all these unexplained symptoms, and the doctors were like, what is going on? We figured it out, and that doctor helped me figure it out. Once I told her with the leak, she said, you have mold poisoning. We just need to get proof of it. So then the doctors can search and test you and give you the right medication and treatment. Now, we have the right treatment, and she knows what to give me for it. And but it flares up sometimes. My sinuses flare up because I still have the water. But this is what I tried last night. I got a bucket because now that I know that space is for a water pan, I took the bucket when the air goes off. I started standing there for a minute. Spirit told me to stand there, and Nipsey told me it was in that wall. I was hurting so bad one day. I literally got a knife. He said, it's this wall right here, Alexis. And I think I showed y'all the mold in the wall and the hole. I started stabbing the wall. I just cut like a small triangular piece out. And when the health department made him send air quality control specialists to test for mold and fungus and all those things, and the species of the mold, I said, it's right here in this wall where I cut a hole out with a knife. And he's looking at me like, it was a white man. He looked at me. He had his glasses on. He said, it's in that wall, huh? I said, I know it's here. I just didn't want to knock the wall out and then him blame me and tell everybody I tore up his house and tore up the wall in case I have to leave early. How come the drain pan, and it's like a piece of metal foil paper or something that kind of fell down off of that area, the dripping is coming off on that side. It's like the right side that's up against the wall in the kitchen where I stabbed it at, where Nipsey told me to stab the hole. And then the where I showed y'all the two nails, the picture of the nails, where you can see the strands of like a greenish black mold growing around the nail. And they had done a treatment after that to get rid of a lot of it. How I know? Because I came upstairs and he said, Miss Tyler, I said, yeah, I came to the top of the steps. He said, we found the mold in there, and it's just Aspergillus penicillus, which is like what they call black mold. I said, I knew it. I said, where did you find it? He said, in that wall where the air conditioning unit at where it's leaking at. I said, the side I told you where I stabbed it. He said, yeah, it's right. And on the two nails, it's right there. They tested the wall. It's right there. So I put a bucket down there a couple of days ago, and I looked before I got on the live with you today. And guess what? It's about 3 inches of water in that bucket right there in front of the drain pan hole, where the drain pan is supposed to go, that hole. I said, wow. So I was right, and they were right, the ones that came here. But what I'm doing is I'm looking at the cheapest estimate, because the one that gave me, well, I take that back. The cheapest estimate was $5,000. The highest estimate was $15,000, and the second cheapest was $5,500. I think I'm going to go with that one because they can replace it, and they said it'll take maybe 3 to 4 hours. They can replace it. And it'll be brand new, and I won't have that problem anymore. And they last maybe 10, 15 years, but I won't be over here like that long. But I see they weren't lying to me, because I've been testing it and testing the spirit. And I understand. I think people that donate to me that also say leave, I think they're genuinely concerned about me. And I understand they're right. I should have. But I know now the companies, that company came out and did a treatment. I had to be gone for 7 hours. I was gone all day. I'm going to call them back out and do it again once they finally come in here and replace this thing. But I think the people that tell me to get out and go to a shelter and go sleep in the car that don't donate, you don't give a fuck about me. You couldn't give a fuck about me, because even though it's dangerous what I've dealt with, and I'm surprised I'm still alive, I've just suffered a lot of damage to my body. But I do understand, and people have told me to suffer from mold because my doctor had suffered from it. She went through the exact same thing. Once you either move out of the place or you get the place cleaned and treated and you stop the leaks, the body then starts to heal itself and restore itself along with the diet. So I have a real strict diet. And I do a lot of live greens every day. And I keep my head, my lungs, my body cleaned out. I don't eat junk food. I don't eat out. Like I said, a lot of raw stuff and herbs to help pull the mucus and stuff out of the body, and a lot of essential oils. Basically, a lot of things people are suggesting to me I already do. But again, taking herbs by themselves is not going to save you. I combine medicine and herbs. Because some of the oils people are telling me, and you drink this drink and that drink, that doesn't kill mold, fungus, and infection by itself. You'd be dead depending on that. I had to go to a medical doctor and get medical treatment, prescriptions. I have to use them hand in hand, because natural things you're telling me are herb or oil. It's not going to kill fungus and mold by itself. You also need medical intervention mixed with natural. I believe in doing both when I need to. If somebody were to break their leg right now, you think that putting a herb or some salve or some olive oil or some goddamn apple cider vinegar, drinking that, gonna heal that goddamn bone? No, they would end up dying from infection and possible blood clotting and end up being deformed. You better take your fucking ass to the doctor. Some things you do need a good doctor and the right medical treatment and medication and antibiotics for. A herb ain't gonna fix some of them things you need. That's not gonna fix a kidney patient suffering from dialysis if they're already in dialysis. You have to catch those things. Or they just need non-natural. I'm sorry, I don't care what you say, and I know I'm not wrong. Some of these people are ridiculous with that shit. They overboard with that shit. Listen to them like I listen to that guy, that herbalist, and end up being fucked up in the body and bloody pussy. Almost could have died from anemia. Almost had to get transfusions listening to that shit. And don't go to a doctor. Don't see a dentist. Don't trust a doctor. Yeah, sometimes you need that. Because I've seen a lot of vegetarians. I don't eat meat. I don't do this and that. And they big as hell. I just eat fish and chicken. Well, you're not a complete vegetarian, especially if you eat any dairy products or any type of flesh. You're not a vegetarian. But I've seen a lot of vegetarians that say they're vegetarians and fucking 200 and 300 and 400 goddamn pounds. So that means that you're eating your feelings. And you're binging on carbs and sugars. Even if you're having alcohol and soft drinks, it's basically sugar. It's going to convert to sugar. But you're a vegetarian. Why are you so fucking big? A lot of people I see have that bypass or that gastric sleeve and shit, look anorexic basically, and have long meat hanging down. And then you see them a year or 2 or 3 after that, they big as fuck, fat as hell, and then gonna say I'm a vegetarian. Really? I don't want to be like you. Or people say they vegetarian, mouth be fucked up, grill be fucked up. But you're healthier than me because I eat meat and you don't. And you're calmer and more peaceful than me. You dirty as hell. The nigga that poisoned me from D Health Store is a fucking vegetarian. All them other motherfuckers that did dirty shit to me, a fool and all that. And I said, them people swear they vegetarian, but they dirty as hell. Two-faced and vindictive and money hungry and want to be the only one on top and shining and will destroy you to get all the money and get the reputation. Dirty as hell. But and they're angry and vicious and jealous-hearted and deceptive and will set you up and con you, but they are vegetarians. And I'm not. But I don't do shit like that. So how do you explain that? But you're better than me. You're a better person than me. You're more spiritual than me. But you dirty as hell. But you don't eat meat. And you big as hell. See, that's yeah. That was some of my message for her. And I'm just trying to do the right thing. I'm going to cut it because, then again, I ain't going to say because you don't like it. Because I'm going to do what the Spirit tell me to do, just like she do what the Spirit tell her to do. She's got treacherous, vindictive people around her. And she's had them in the past, and she's got a couple now that's two-faced and gonna betray her, gonna backstab her. And she has several illnesses here that are tied to her surgery, tied to her female organs, tied to her hypothalamus. So you can write that down before you start laughing and calling me stupid, because those are legal medical terms, and that is a location in the hypothalamus in the brain. The lateral, that's why I'm repeating it so you can get it right, so you can come back and laugh at me and call me a liar. The lateral hypothalamus gland that controls her hormones, controls everybody's hormones, the temperature of the body. Her hormones, she needs to get her hormones checked. And they're saying she's suffering from dehydration and malnutrition and problems with the digestive system. I'm looking at it now. The gallbladder and the bile release and the digestion of it in the stomach. And that's where I saw her mother. Mother issues, child issues, and pain in the gut. What people don't realize is, I already know when somebody's had some type of intestinal surgery on the digestive system to lose weight, cutting off of the stomach, suppression of the stomach, separating the intestine, taking portions of the intestines out, reconnecting or dissecting and reconnecting again with the small intestine. The biggest heart and the second heart and feeling space you have is in your gut. The second biggest and most important place of the immune system is in the gut. You just cut into it and damaged it, which I already know the person has a heart problem. Far as emotions and pain and psychology and trauma and rage and a lot of unresolved conflict is when they get cut in the gut. And then they end up having an immune problem from being cut in the gut, which also could tie to a cardiovascular problem and flows with blood because the gut is connected to everything in the body through the arteries and the veins and the arterioles and the tiny veins. Ventrioles or ventrioles, arterioles. They're really tiny, as well as the bigger ones. And they're connected to the heart and the brain. Cardiovascular system. I know that little bit. And when the gut is off, the mood is off, the chemistry is off, digestion is off, the hunger is off, the craving for food is off. Like in the Geflin, where she has a problem with Geflin, the hormone Geflin in the gut, and leptin imbalance. What makes you feel hungry? Makes you want food, the Geflin, the leptin, supposed to help to control the metabolism and balance it out. If they don't, the person is hungry. They get it from the brain, it's hungry. And then if you wake up, also sometimes she has problems with hypoglycemia, sugar imbalance, which could cause a person to have problems not only with consuming sugar and carbs, but become diabetic, become hypoglycemic. I'm seeing these things. Those chemistries are way off, and a lot of this stuff is from the rage and pain and unresolved emotions in the gut, and then slicing into the gut and dismembering it and rearranging it and taking pieces out instead of dealing with the real core issue that would drive somebody to butcher their insides like that. I already know. And that's what the spirits have said about her. She needs to deal with her pain and she needs to face her shadow self because it's very enraged. She has a hurt little girl in there, and her mother's hurting for some reason, following her around, and a lot of betrayal and lies and deception. And she's even deceiving herself if she thinks she doesn't have to do any more shadow work. from all the pain, and her daughter's energy's coming up. Her daughter's hurting for some reason, has some type of heartbreaking pain. She also has a gut pain. Her heart and her gut and her immune in her gut is crying out. I don't know what this is. I don't really want to go too deep there. And I'm wondering about her daughter's relationships with men and women. What are her relationships like? What are her relationships like with her father? Because it doesn't look like it's too good with her mother. And she feels like her mother almost suffocates her. She can't breathe. She can't be herself and really develop into the beautiful, strong, grown woman she is. At least that's what I'm hearing. Her spirit says around her mother. And it's a male energy that's not healthy and good as well, that affects her and her mother. So I'm wondering about her daughter's relationship with her father. And what was her relationship with her daughter's father and grandmother? Because this is affecting both of their intestine and their heart and their body size and image. So I don't know if they're going to come back in here and say something else. I'm trying not to go too deep with this, but I have to be obedient to the spirit, because I'd rather argue with a human being and have a human being mad at me than to disrespect the spirits and have them mad at me, because I can't hide or run or move around from them. They'll follow you wherever you go. You have to deal with, so I don't want to deal with the wrath of the spirits. And this was Nipsey's message to her, as well as the other beings and the witch. They're watching all of this. You think they can't see, but they do. And again, I'm willing to be wrong, but I still rather deliver the message and be wrong than refuse to deliver it and then find out I was right. I love you all. I'll talk to you soon.